Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to my channel. This is Shayla Torres. I want to do a video of my daily routine. Me doing my daughter's hair and what I use for her hair. So, excuse me. So the first thing I use just for me, because I just think that it's just awesome, like how it gets her hair all moist and everything. It gets it moist, shiny, and detangle free. So I like using and I don't use like a comb or a brush or anything. I use my fingers to detangle her hair, because if you use a comb or a brush, it's gonna break her hair, and curly hair is most likely to be tangled, like no matter what. So I'm gonna finish spraying her hair, and then I'll, oh gosh. I thought I could like pause the video, but I guess not. So I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. Your fingers hurt after a little while. So, and then I use just for me, it's called Natural Hair Milk. It's a curl smoother. And I love this stuff and how it makes her hair feel. It curls up nice and beautifully. Usually I part her hair and then I do it. But because I'm gonna be I'm going to be like parting her hair and putting this other stuff that I use on her hair to define her curls. So that's why I'm just gonna put a teeny weeny, well, that's not teeny weeny, it's a lot, but this stuff really works. And she has a lot of hair, guys. So alright, so after that, what I do is it's called Curl La La, and this is a defining curl custard. This stuff is the bomb, and it's sulfate free, paraben free, no mineral oil, no petroleum. Okay, so everything I use on my daughter is all natural, so it doesn't have like chemicals and stuff like that. I like to keep it that way. It says, say goodbye to frizz, unruly curls, and lifeless coils. Define, shape, and control curls, waves, coils, and braid outs, while adding moisture, shine, and natural conditioning. So, and it says here you can apply generously to wet or dry hair. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna part her hair. So I'll do one side. So what I do is I get a little bit, about like that. I put it on here.
Ow.
Ain't nobody doing nothing to you, girlfriend. And then what I do is I twist her curls. I go like this. Now I don't do it little piece by piece. No, not little pieces anyway. And if it needs more, if it's a little dry, you put some on her scalp. You know. Then you twist. Rena, stop, mommy. Gotta buy some more of it too. Mom, why you putting that stuff on your face?
That's it on your face.
You know, it's just this stuff is just to help her curls. You know, like stay healthy and hydrated, and cause I love her hair. Like I try my best, like to take care of it.
Ow.
You know, even her shampoo and her conditioner, like I try to have like everything natural. But obviously, I use Shea Moisture in her hair for shampoo. Shea Moisture. Karina, what is So you see how no. So you see how her curls are coming in so beautifully. Rinash. You see? So beautiful, my baby's hair. And I don't really have to do, you know, a lot to it.
I'm gonna be in my room.
No, honey.
You're about to leave, right?
Yeah, in a little bit.
Yeah, like less than 30 minutes. It's about to be 4.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to a dinner, and one of our, well, he's like my no, he's not like, he's like my spiritual father. So we're gonna go over there with his wife and have some fellowship, you know, and eat some good Italian dinner on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Rena, you're just putting lotion all over yourself.
No.
What do you mean no?
I
Guys, I'm sorry this video is kind of long. I really don't know how to edit and fast forward and all that stuff, you know, yet. So please be patient with me. And anyway, we're having conversation, you know. So last night, stop putting a lot of lotion on, please. So last night, I had prayed about what, you know, what the Lord wanted me to share with you guys. So, I would like to share how I had my daughter. Well, first, I had my son. When I had my son, I was diagnosed with preeclampsia. when I was pregnant with him, it was really, really rough, really, really tough. For us, I was just a single mother, living with my mom. Uh, Let me see. I had gotten my own apartment at the age of 21. When I was 21. No, when I was 20. Going on 21, I got pregnant. I had my son when I was 22. So, I mean, that's not bad, right? It was rough. I almost lost my son. So, he's a miracle. Let's see, let me fix this. There. He is a miracle baby. He was born premature about, he was, 32 weeks? Yeah, he was just 32 weeks. And they had to give me a shot on my leg. Are you serious, Rena? No. Look, she's putting all this lotion and stuff all over her. That's crazy. Stop, Ma.
Why?
Yeah, you need to stop.
Stop me.
So, yeah, they had to give me a shot because the baby's lungs were not developed. And so, they were afraid because my blood pressure was so high, that I could have a seizure. I said no. Thank you. So, where's the glue? Mommy, that's why I gave you paper and glue so that you can do that.
Mommy,
Where's the glue at?
I did it. No.
That's not glue.
I did.
That's lipstick.
I said.
But anywho, yes. So, yeah, they were afraid that I was gonna have a seizure or I could have lost my son. Preeclampsia is a high risk pregnancy.
Yeah, boo.
So, I was afraid and I was frightened. You know what I mean? The last doctor's appointment I had, they wanted to take me in. That's glue. They wanted to take me in and to induce my labor. So, because they needed to get the baby out. Well, they wanted me to have the baby naturally. Long story short, I had the baby, and he was 5 pounds 3 ounces, and they said, well, the doctor didn't tell me anything. My mom was the one that said something to me, and she said, "Oh, you almost sat on the table." She was like, "You can have no more kids." And I was like, at that age, I was just like, what, all right. So I was a little traumatized by it or whatever. So after that, I had my son, and then I'm gonna just skip some years. When I had my son, I didn't know who Jesus Christ was, so I was a little lost out in the world.
Ow.
Oh, sorry, mommy.
Sorry.
And then I was a little crazy one, looking for a father's love because my father was never there for me. So I was looking for love in the wrong places, and And it's crazy because, like, now I know who my real father is because when I have found Jesus Christ, and I found, and and God will fill that gap, that emptiness, you know what I mean? So when He delivered me from, this brokenness and this suffering that I had in my heart, He allowed me to, meet my father. So that's when I met my husband. That's when I met my father. Um, I went to Puerto Rico to see my father, my sisters, my brothers. I never met them before. That was like, what, 7 years ago? And here and there, we keep contact and whatever. Here and there, it was a blessing for me to get to know, my father and stuff. And it was crazy. And then, when I met my husband, I wanted to get pregnant, and that's when everything hit me to the core, you know. Man, I suffered. I suffered a lot because I knew that, my husband wanted a baby. He never had any, children of his own, and I know that the previous relationship that he had about 8 miscarriages. No, 8 abortions. I'm sorry. She didn't want to have his kid. And I was like, wow, Lord, like I don't want my husband to feel that, that I don't want to have his baby. And, and even though, a man says, oh, it's okay, if we don't have a baby, we can adopt. But deep inside, that desire, a man's desire, to have a family of his own. And, it's just amazing how he works. So, I went to the doctors and got myself tested, and I went through pain. I went through hell and back. Let me tell you something, okay? All these tests that they had to do, and they had to drain my fallopian tubes, and that. Excuse me, no, thank you, no, thank you. They had to drain my fallopian tubes, y'all, and that was just some crazy stuff I went through. And the doctor, when he did that, he was like, your fallopian tubes aren't even clogged, they're good. And I was like, well, what's wrong? Like, I was just getting so frustrated, and can you stop? Excuse me, stop. No. Here, play with your glue. Yeah, and I was just getting frustrated because I was like, God, like, I really, really want this. So one day, my church family, we went to a different church, and in this church, it's called Elevated Life. And I'm going to tell you, God delivered me from witchcraft. I didn't even know that I had that spirit. God delivered me from something in my womb, just a lot of different stuff. Anywho, and then God spoke to me through this woman, Lady Veronica, and and he said, I'm keeping your daughter, because when with a person that has endometriosis, you overbleed, like your periods are abnormal, like all of them. So I used to bleed out for like 2 months, like 2 months, and the pain are crucial. Like, oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. And then I used to think, oh my gosh, like, did I have, you know, a miscarriage? Like, did I lose my baby? You know. So I used to always think, oh, I lost a baby. You know what I mean? It had to be that, because how else? You know. So, um, so she, you know, God said to me, He was like, you know, I'm keeping your baby, and um, you will have her soon. Like, He was just like, just trust in me, know that I am God, be still. And that's what I did. So I took that with me, and I started fasting. Y'all, fasting is the bomb. I'm telling you. When you give your all to the Lord and you start fasting to something that you really, really, really want, God for just do a breakthrough, He comes through. So this happened in August, July, August, something like that. And then we found out we were pregnant in December of 2000. What was it? 15. Something like that. So it was November, December. We found out we were pregnant. November. Yeah, we found out November 22nd, right, babe? November 22nd, we found out that we were pregnant, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe, like, God did it. Like, He did it for us. He did it. You know, like, I, I, I said, Lord, I won't watch TV I didn't watch TV because I was hooked, you know, watching, like, telenovelas and watching, like movies. Like, that was my thing. Like, I used to love watching movies, and sometimes we have to make sacrifices, you know, and be like, Lord, I'm willing to do this for you. You know what I mean? Not debate, because no, we don't do that. Um, you know, you can't be like, God, I'll do this if you do that. What is that called? That's not debating. That's like trying to make a deal with the Lord. Like, you know what I mean? Like, He don't work. That's not how He work. How He work is, okay, you surrender your all to me. You know what I mean? And once that God sees that you're so faithful to Him, because He loves us so much that He wants to do everything for us. He wants to open the heavens for us. So, you know what I mean? Like, I did everything that my father wanted me to do. He wanted me to stop watching TV. He wanted me to stop being on Facebook. He wanted me to just give Him my all. You know what I mean? So at that time, I wasn't working. So I would stay home and worship Him, you know, read the Bible, and just talk to Him, and sing to Him, and worship Him, and pray for people, the people that are lost, everybody that He told me to pray for. You know, I would sit there and be like, okay, you know what I mean? And you just have to be a willing vessel, just to be and do whatever He wants you to do. So yeah, that's what the Lord did for me, and I know that if He, did you poop? Mm, obviously, right? So, so I know that if He did it for me, you know He will do it for you. So this is our miracle. Dada. Say hi. Hi. She's my little pearl, my miracle, our miracle, you know, and stop. We recently were pregnant, but we lost the baby. But God knows everything. He knows everything, you know. Everything He does is for a purpose. And our baby's name was Jermaine Torres Jr. He's up there with the father, just chilling, waiting for us to go. So that is all, guys. You know, this is my baby's hair, and it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Turn around, mommy. Turn around. Oh my goodness, look at them kids, man. Look at him. Do a kiss. Not close. Say bye-bye. Kiss.
Bye-bye.
Kissing. Go.